Good morning, everybody. So here we are, Monday morning, and ready to do some more Gung. So let's just get ourselves ready. Turn 1 foot 45 degrees out to the corner, sitting down through the hip. So we're opening up our foot, our ankle, our knee, our hip to create a harmony down through the legs so we can stand comfortably. Tucking the tailbone under. Shoulders come back to rest comfortably over the hips. Pull the chin back slightly so that we're standing upright, bones floating in space, muscles relaxing down. Then the other foot, place it nicely on the floor so you're just resting on the ball of the foot. And then just rock your foot back and forth nice and gently. And then we swap. So again, opening up the feet, the ankle, the knees, the hips. Sitting down, shoulders come back, chin back slightly, bones floating in space, muscles release. Pick up the other foot, just place it on the floor, and just gently rock it back and forth. And then just pick up the other foot and shake off your ankle. And then swap to the other side, pick up the foot, shake off the ankle. And then we bring the knee up as high as we can. If you can get it up to there, brilliant. If you can only do that, that's okay as well. So foot up, circle the foot. Back the other way. And swap to the other side. So sitting down through the leg, tucking the tailbone under, shoulders come back, chin back. Bones floating in space, muscles release, pick up the knee as high as you comfortably can, and circle the foot. Back the other way. And change, feet together. And just circle the knees, loosening off the ankle joints, loosening off the knee joints. And back the other way. Then come up. Turning out your toes. So the toes turn out 45 degrees. Turn up the heels. So now the feet are parallel, pointing straight in front of you. That's your natural shoulder width. And then softening your feet. Allow the feet just to spread onto the floor. Softening the ankles, softening the knees. So we're looking for the alignments through the body. Allow your body just to move. So you're taking any tension that you might find in the joint out, any resistance in the joint out, any twisting. And then softening the hips. So releasing the muscles down into the buttocks and down on the thighs. By doing that, you're allowing the tailbone to tuck under. So sitting down as though you're sitting down on a bar stool, that engages the inside of the legs, but then just releasing the muscles as you sit down. Let the shoulders come back so you elongate the spine to create a stretch, and then finish the stretch by putting the chin back slightly. So you're standing upright in space, bones are upright, and then the muscles can release, let off tissue hang down. So you're finding that natural state of your muscles so that everything is under dynamic tension, but you're not putting resistance or excessive force and tension into the body. And as you stand, allow yourself to find that comfort. So you're shifting and moving so that you're taking any twisting or contorting out of the body. Trying to find out where you're holding yourself tight, tense, rigid and solid, and see if you can let that go so that everything becomes comfortable. And then softening your chest as you breathe. Softening the diaphragm. Let the chest and the diaphragm sink down, if you like, without crushing down in the shoulders. Remember, you're keeping your shoulders over your hip, then opening up the belly. As you breathe in, the belly opens. And as you breathe out, the belly closes back down again. Let the arms come to rest by the sides, so opening up the shoulder joints. Releasing off down through the neck and the shoulder blades and along the spine. The shoulders open, so the joints kind of expand as you release the muscles. And then softening the upper arms, biceps, triceps. Let the elbows open. Let the forearms soften. Let the wrists open. And emptying the hands. And just take a few breaths. And then breathing in, bring the hands up the center line. Turn over the palms, take the hands up over the head. And then breathing out, let the hands circle down. So at the end of the out breath, the hands end up at the waist height. Slight pause, breathing in, hands come up. Turning the palms up over the head. And then breathe out, let the hands circle down. And as you get to about the shoulder height, releasing the shoulders and sitting down. So you're tucking the tailbone under and allowing yourself to sink into the knees and the thighs. And breathing in, coming up from the floor, push up, hands come up. And breathing out, sinking down. Really relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the spine, muscles either side of the spine. Feel the sinking going down through into the legs and then the rising as you come up. And one more. And then on the in-breath, let the hands come up to the chest. And as you breathe out, just let the hands sink down and come to rest by the sides. So again, just give yourself a shake as it's Monday morning, and then just try and get all the kinks out of the body, find the alignments again. So the feet open, ankles, knees, hips, tailbone tucks under, shoulders rest comfortably over the hips, spine elongated, and the chin pulled back slightly to create the stretch, as though you're suspended from the ceiling. Let all the bones float in space, and let the muscles release to find their natural state of dynamic tension. Take a couple of breaths to soften the chest, the diaphragm, and the belly. Remember, you're breathing into the belly, so the belly's opening out and up as you breathe in. And it's closing down as you breathe out. So you're trying to get the breathing to become smooth and regular, deeply sinking into the body. Quietening the mind, let the mind become aware of what's going on in the body, and then let the mind sink. We're trying to get the mind down to the belly, so it helps when you're focusing on your breathing, breathing in, breathing out. And then on the in breath, the hands come up to the chest. And as you breathe out, you turn the left hand up, right hand goes down. You can stretch up if you want to, or you can just nice and released. And as you breathe out, the hands come back to the chest. Breathe in, swap the hands over. So now the left hand goes down, right hand up. And breathing out, turn the palms, they come back to the chest. Breathing in. And breathe out. And as you breathe out, sinking into the hips. So you're sitting down and then breathing in, coming up, push out. And breathe out, sinking down. Keep going. And one more. With the hands at the chest, pushing down, come up. And let yourself settle down back onto the feet. So we're opening the feet, the ankles, knees, hips, tailbone tucks under so you're sitting down in stance. Shoulders come back to rest comfortably over the hips, and then the chin pulls back slightly to create the stretch in the spine. A few breaths just to soften the chest, the diaphragm, and the belly. Make sure your weight is evenly spaced down through both feet. And then bring the hands up, releasing the shoulders and the elbows. Swing the left hand in front, right hand behind. Come up, swap over, come up, swap over. So you try not to bounce, really releasing the shoulders, releasing the elbows, releasing the wrists. Softening the muscles so the arms can swing as though they're a piece of rope. So remember, the bones don't bend, so it's got to come as an effect of loosening the joints and loosening the soft tissue. The bones are then just floating in space. The hands become like a weight on the end of a piece of rope. And just really release the shoulders, releasing the neck, releasing down through the spine, sinking into the tailbone and letting your weight go nice and evenly down through both legs. Keeping the mind clear, letting it sink within the body. So it's focusing on the belly as you form a nice regular pattern with your breathing. Opening the belly as you breathe in, closing the belly as you breathe out. And you can start to turn the waist. So as the left hand swings in front, turn to the right, and square, turn, square, turn, square. So now the function of the arms moving becomes a function of the waist turning. Shoulders stay in line with the hips. You become like one of those drum toys. So the arms become like the strings and the hands are the balls on the end of the strings. Really releasing the spine so you can turn comfortably. The muscles let go. Rotating around the spine using the waist. Softening down through the knees so you're not twisting through the knee joint and putting undue pressure into the ankle. So opening up the hip joint, tailbone stays tucked under. And change. So the hands come up. Just come to the center and just push down. Come up into the stance and again find your alignment. So softening the feet, the ankles, the knees, the hips, and the tailbone tuck under. Shoulders come back to elongate the spine and they rest comfortably over the hips. Chin pulled back slightly, bones floating in space, then let all the muscles release. Finding their natural state of dynamic tension. Make sure your weight's evenly spaced on both feet. Take a couple of breaths to soften the chest, chest, diaphragm and belly. Clear your mind, let the mind sink into the body. Down to the belly. And then palms to the floor and bring the hands forward. Dropping the fingertips, raising the arms to shoulder height. Then on the out breath, elbows drop, wrists drop, hands sink down as though you're pushing through water. So breathing in. Hands raise. Breathing out, the hands drop. Breathing in. And then breathing out. And as you breathe out, sink down, tucking the tailbone under, sitting down. Breathe in, coming up from the floor like a wave, transferring into the hands. And then breathe out. Elbows drop, wrists drop, sinking into the hips, tucking the tailbone under. One more. Staying sunk, let your hands circle round. Right hand in front of the face, the left hand continues to circle down so you end up holding the ball in your center line. Take a breath in and then on the out breath, just turn the waist to bring the hands around to the right hand side. Your in breath, turning the palms, swapping the hands over, squaring the hips back to the front. And then breathing out, turning the waist to the left. Breathing in, swap the hands, square the hips. And breathing out. Breathe in. So keeping yourself sunk, sitting down as though you're sitting on a bar stool. Try and get the movement to be smooth and regular in time with your breathing. So you're sitting back against the spine and into the pelvis. Releasing the legs so you're not twisting and contorting down through the knee and into the ankle. Releasing the shoulders so you're not leaning forward or back. And softening the muscles as the bones float in space. One more. Let the lower hand just circle up, chest height. Make sure you've got a nice in-breath. And then breathe out, let the hands float down. And release down. So you're sitting comfortably on your legs. Knuckle of the thumb rests in the tummy button, palm rests down over the belly. The other hand comes in flat over the top. Left hand under right for men, right hand under left for ladies. And then softening the feet. Softening the ankles. Softening the knees. And the hips. Tuck the tailbone under. So you're sitting down on a bar stool, shoulders resting comfortably over the hips, elongating the spine, pulling the chin back slightly. Those floating in space. And then just release all the muscles down. Sinking down, tucking the tailbone under so you are sitting down. And then breathe. And change, bring the hands up to shoulder height, releasing the shoulders, sinking the elbows, wiggling the fingers at the ends of the arms. Really focus on releasing down through the shoulders, along the spine, tucking the tailbone under, transferring the weight straight down through into both feet. And then bring the hands down, circle the fingers at the ends of the arms. Change, just breathing in, coming up onto the toes. Breathe out, let yourself drop. Breathe it in. And breathe out. Keep going. And one more. And relax. Give yourself a little shake. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I hope you enjoyed that. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock on YouTube and Facebook Live. If you'd like to know more about more Qigong that we do or the Tai Chi that we do, then www.threedragonsonline.com. And if you have any questions or comments, or you'd like to share your experiences, then please post them in the comments below and we will get back to you. If I could also ask you to share, tag and like this video so that we can get it around to as many people who might be interested as possible. Again, thank you very much. I'll be back 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Take care.